Jungkook cried. Not on stage. Not in the middle of a song. But in the corner of the departure area of Incheon International Airport, secretly, away from the main spotlight. And for an idol of his stature, who is known to be strong, disciplined, and always maintains his image in front of the public, those tears shook everything. Not because of dramatization, but because of the meaning contained within. Taehyung left without a message, without a hug, not even a word in front of the camera. Then a big question arises that now haunts all armies in the world. What exactly is behind this departure? A viral short recording shows Jungkook standing silently, wearing all black clothes and a thick mask, wiping his eyes repeatedly as Taehyung walks towards the boarding gate for a flight to Paris. There was no interaction. No greetings. Only a silence that felt heavy, and clearly different from usual. Many suspect this is not just an ordinary moment between two group members. For some fans, this feels like the end of an unspoken chapter. News of Taehyung's departure to France had been circulating before. However, what makes it a mystery is the absence of official information from HYBE regarding Taehyung's departure schedule or personal agenda there. There was no press conference. No clarification. Even major media outlets seemed hesitant to report this event. A silence that actually amplifies speculation. Jungkook has been known to be close to Taehyung, both on stage and in their personal lives. Many moments show their togetherness, from practicing together to traveling abroad, which is captured in various BTS content. So when Jungkook's tears spilled, the fans understood. This is not just a trip abroad. There is a deeper layer of emotion. Some industry observers call this a new critical point in BTS's internal relations. After going through military service that separated each member's schedule, now the members seem to be taking a more personal career path. Taehyung with his artistic explorations in the fields of fashion and film, and Jungkook with more musical solo projects. Does this difference in vision make them drift apart? A source close to the agency said that although they are not in conflict, emotional distance may indeed be occurring. Taehyung is said to be very eager to pursue artistic maturity independently outside the shadow of K-pop, while Jungkook chooses to remain active in the mainstream music arena. Both are walking on different paths, and like an intersection, they no longer walk side by side, at least for now. However, the public cannot only see this from a professional perspective. There is a touching human side. Is Jungkook crying because he feels abandoned? Or is it because he knows that the path Taehyung is taking this time will take them in a direction that is difficult to return to as before? When this news went viral, social media was filled with speculation, from allegations of internal divisions, silent conflicts, to theories that this silence is part of a new marketing campaign. But the question returns, can Jungkook's tears be faked just to build a narrative? Not everyone believes it. Some armies actually remind us of the importance of not swallowing information raw. A number of fanbase accounts deny that Jungkook cried because Taehyung left. They point out that the video moment may be the result of a combination of two different recordings which were then cut and polished to make it appear as if they happened simultaneously. HYBE itself has not provided an official statement. Neither Jungkook nor Taehyung have uploaded anything about this incident. Silent. Quiet. And it is in that silence that the public begins to lose control of the narrative. In the entertainment industry, where every celebrity movement is usually planned and monitored, this kind of irregularity creates a shock effect. Then another question arises. Is this a gap in HYBE's management? Or is it a new form of freedom for artists to manage their own narratives? This farewell moment invites existential questions for fans. Are we too dependent on the relationship between members? Do we forget that they are also human beings who have choices, inner conflicts, and personal decisions that don't always have to be reported? In an old interview, Jungkook once said that true friendship is when someone remains a part of your life even though they are not always by your side. Now, his words feel like a prediction. Maybe what the world sees as a farewell is actually just a process of maturation. They are not separated. They're just growing, and in that growth, sometimes we need to walk alone. So, is it true that Jungkook cried because Taehyung left him? It could be, but does that mean there is a conflict? Not necessarily. Maybe those tears are a form of love, a form of appreciation for the journey together, which is now starting to change direction. Maybe It was the honest reaction of a friend who knew that their world would no longer be the same after this. What is clear is that this is not the end. Taehyung has indeed left. But the friendship that has been built for more than a decade has not disappeared just like that. Tears are not always a sign of a painful farewell. Sometimes, it's the most honest way to say, "I will miss you, but I fully support you." As fans, maybe it's time to not only love their work, but also appreciate their maturation process. Not all stories have to end dramatically, and not all tears mean tragedy. Sometimes, it's just a reflection of a love that is too deep to be explained with words. Before we draw conclusions or spread speculation, let's remember, silence also has a language. And maybe, right now, Jungkook and Taehyung are talking through that silence. Not to us, but to each other. Is it true that Jungkook cried because Taehyung left? Did the moment at Incheon airport really happen as reported on social media? Or, and this is the question, are we becoming part of a narrative created to stir emotions and trigger mass engagement in the digital age? This is the time to pause, restrain spontaneous reactions, and start questioning. Is this fact, or just sensation wrapped up in such a way as to appear real? Social media, as we know, is a very fast space in spreading information, and even faster in shaping perceptions. A 10-second video can generate thousands of opinions, speculations, and even absolute statements that seem undeniable. However, we rarely ask, where did the video come from? Has the time and place been verified? Or is it the result of visual engineering presented in a certain context to form certain emotions? The event, Jungkook cried because of Taehyung's departure, has spread to all platforms: TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, even alternative news media that pursue engagement more than truth. But until today, there has been no official statement from HYBE. Not from BTS management, not from Jungkook, not from Taehyung. So why do we trust video snippets more than their own silence? It is not impossible that we are becoming victims of the digital sensationalism industry, where facts are not always a priority and emotions are the most effective means of transaction. In this case, did the viral tears really occur in the context of Taehyung's departure? Or is it just an old moment modified to form a new, more dramatic story? Let's reflect together. Why is it so easy for the public to believe that two friends who are like brothers can suddenly part coldly without a word? Is it possible for an agency as big as HYBE to allow such a big emotional moment to take place without any official documentation? Or is it precisely because there is no documentation that we fill the void with speculation? Another question worth asking: who benefits from this narrative? Are the content creators getting millions of views? Are the alternative media reaping high traffic from this rumor? Or perhaps, without us realizing it, this is part of a hidden marketing strategy to maintain public attention on the individual projects of BTS members. Then where is our position as fans and consumers of information? We are often trapped in a stream of emotional information that blurs the line between reality and interpretation. When we see Jungkook bowing his head, we immediately conclude he is sad. When Taehyung says nothing, we assume he is hiding something, even though they could just be tired or want to enjoy personal space without public interference. But because social media demands a narrative, we collectively create it, sometimes unconsciously. This criticism is not intended to diminish the love and empathy that ARMY has for Jungkook and Taehyung. On the contrary, mature love is love that understands that their idols are also human beings, and humans do not always live in a perfect script. They have personal space, changes of direction, and dynamics that we cannot always access or understand. We must also realize that the entertainment industry today moves in an algorithmic ecosystem. The more emotional a narrative, the higher the engagement generated. And that engagement is value. It can be sold. It can be used as a tool. So it is not surprising that many emotional narratives, both true and manipulated, continue to emerge non-stop. In this context, the video of Jungkook allegedly crying at the airport could be true, but it could also be the wrong context. It could be an old moment from a concert, or even a moment taken at a different time. Without metadata verification, without statements from related parties, we can only speculate. And unhealthy speculation can develop into dangerous misinformation. Let's return control of the narrative to facts, not perceptions. Let's encourage healthy discussion, not collective hysteria. Because if we continue to believe every viral news without verification, we will only strengthen the post-truth culture.